right. Good morning, everyone. If you're just tuning in, I am tuning in for Grounds and Grace, that is, on the Global Online Ministry Alliance. I'm Michael Zanker. I am doing a quick test online to see where my streams are going because I'm using a different software this morning. So, I'm going to turn that one off. So that is, turn that off. There we go. Now go to this one. Okay. Let's see how that works. Uh-oh. Oh, and I have a different wrong name on it. Oops. Oh, well. All right. So give me 1 minute. I'm just getting set up. So hold on. I can't see who's watching or what. So GOMA is on. Good. Let me check this page. And it looks like I'm on here. Please, please, please. And I am. Yay. I'm going to try one more. And let's try this. All right. Very good. Let me go to my one page here. Oh, I know what I need. All right. Let's open this up. Yay. Mute. And we're live. It's working. I love when technology works. This is great. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to wait for a couple of folks to tune in here. I know you're at home. Just kidding. But you're probably not awake. It depends which time zone you're in. I am now going to try to do this. Open a browser because I want to see the chats if there's any messages from anyone. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to this. And there we go. Okay. So this morning, what I've done, I am streaming through a program called Zoom. Zoom is letting me stream to my Facebook pages through a program called Restream. And Restream has sent this to a couple of my pages, which is kind of cool, and my YouTube channel all at once. I tried doing this on Sunday morning. It didn't work, but I think it's because everyone else was also trying to get things working. I'm going to ask if you're there, if you're watching. I can't see who's live right now. If you could just do a quick hello. Oh, John Crotty, you are there. Yes, thanks for saying hello. I wasn't sure, but you're typing in from YouTube, I see. Okay, so you saw the YouTube channel go live. And Faye, oh my goodness. Okay, so folks are seeing this. Good. How's my volume? I hope it's good. I'm going to try and test one other thing here, kind of cool. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to do a share screen, and I hope it looks kind of cool. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to hit share. And I'm really hoping that this works. So I wonder if how that works. Okay, I have shared a scripture verse through my PowerPoint with you, and I want to see if it comes up on the screen. I'm just switching over to Facebook now to see what it looks like. Cheryl Horn, good morning. Good to see you. So let's see if this works. I'm watching live. Volume's good. Thank you, John. Oh, there we go. Yay. But my thingy's in the way. Okay. All right. So this is a good learning curve, especially for Sunday morning to see what it looks like. I want to begin with some encouragement today. Good morning, Lisa. Great to see you there. This is great. I'm glad this test works. I hope it works Sunday morning again. But I've got this stream to my YouTube channel, to Growing in Grace Ministries Canada, to GOMA, Global Online Ministry Alliance, which is my Wednesday morning Grounds and Grace live stream. I've got another Grounds and Grace group here at Hope Fellowship Friday mornings, but that's a closed small group that now is meeting via Zoom. If you don't have Zoom on your computer, tablet, or phone, I encourage you to download it. It will become one of the best small group tools that you're going to be able to get. So this morning, I want to begin with this verse. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. This is a really important one. Good morning, Cheryl. Yay, I'm glad you chimed in. uh, it's the writer is telling us, peace I leave with you, peace I give to you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. Who would say that? Well, it's John 14. These are the words of Jesus. Jesus is not saying, I might leave you peace if you pray the right prayer. I might leave you peace if you behave right, and it's a reward for your good works. He does not say peace if you pay me. He doesn't say I'll give you peace. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to give you that piece over there. There's the Dollarama piece, the discount store piece in a box that you can get. No, he says, my peace I leave with you. You have been given the peace of Christ. And that's really cool, because often we don't realize that the peace of Christ is all we really, really need. So I'm thrilled with that. Um, let's take a look at Corey. You're here this morning. Howard's here this morning. Oh my goodness. Hey, by the way, somebody, my wife of all people, made fun of me on Sunday morning. She said, "This is like romper room. You're saying you look in your little mirror and says, I see John, I see Faye, I see Corey." I had to laugh. Okay, thanks, Lori. Too funny. Hey, Drew, good morning. Oh my goodness. Yay. Glad you're there, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. So anyway, I want to begin the middle of this week of a stressful time with peace. I did some math yesterday. I had to Google when this crisis pretty much happened, and I chose to use the date the NBA canceled, because that's kind of when things went sideways super fast. And that was exactly 2 weeks ago. I always waited for my name on Romper. It was Romper Room. There we go. Yeah, you pick all the generic names, Lisa, and you get called. But I look back, and it was 2 weeks ago today that the NBA was canceled, basketball league, because of one person getting the virus. And we thought that was a big change. Oh my goodness. Now it's a week later, it went all tanked south, and we couldn't believe what was going on. And now it's 2 weeks later. And I think we're finally having a sense of the rhythm of where things are going, how things are going. And we're all kind of, I believe, taking it a little more seriously. And I think that's really important, really good. Um, I had really hoped that it wasn't going to go this bad, but it is, and we're all forced to kind of stay in our own homes. Let me see if I can. Can I do this? Yes. Next verse here. This is going to be a great one. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love. This is a good one to remember. 2 Timothy 1:7 today. And again, what I want to do today is I just want to encourage you. I want to lift you up, because right now there are a lot of people that are down. There are people that are not used to this forced routine of being stuck at home, stuck with kids. Not that you're stuck, but there are worse things that can happen to you. I saw a picture of a doctor sitting in a tent in his garage. And the meme said, if this doctor can stay in his garage in a tent away from his family so he can keep helping people get better, we can handle living in our house. And they're right. Perspective is so powerful. We really don't know what it's like to suffer. And I have a hunch. Again, I've heard this from others in the discussions, that this generation has not seen something horrible that's forcing us to all deal with this like this. Somebody will say, well, we saw 9/11. Some did not. What I mean by some, there were some that were directly impacted by 9/11, and it was a life changer. It was huge, but it wasn't around the world. It was in one city that affected a number of countries. This is a global pandemic, and honestly, our world has been hit with global pandemics for centuries and centuries. It's nothing new, but here's something to be thankful for. We did not have this kind of media to be able to encourage one another, to stay connected, where we're forced into isolation. To have technology to do this is a rare thing. So I think that is another thing to be thankful for. I certainly am. So remind yourself today of what you need to have in the forefront, that God didn't give us a spirit of fear. If you're sitting in fear constantly, That's a dangerous place. My wife asked me yesterday, I think it was, so do you think the media is blowing this out of proportion? And my quick answer to her, I want to explain before, just so you don't rip my head off. Let me explain this so you don't give me trouble. One, yes, I think the media is overblowing this, has overblown this. And I'll tell you why. Not for the seriousness of the virus, but for the feeding frenzy of fear, one upping and over dramatizing something that they're not believable anymore, where there's a whole channel dedicated to just this thing. I think that's where it's getting scary, where every single number of a person going up when the viruses are increasing in number. They told us it was going to increase. We should not be surprised by this. So if you're looking at a number and that number of how many infected are in your area, that's your new fear number. I think that's the number you need to back down on, because you need to compare it with other numbers, with other countries, if you're going to play that game, because it is going to increase rapidly. They were planning for this. That's why they're telling us to go in our homes to flatten this curve, because right now the thing went up in a very scary way in other countries. Well, they're trying to disperse everyone so it doesn't go up, so the curve doesn't go as high and spikes and comes back down. We're right at the beginning of that right now. That's why they're telling us to stay home. So I hope you are. I hope people aren't being dumb. The media, yeah, that's right, John. Media is off the rails. So there are certain people that are far more believable in the media than others. So if you're listening to a constant stream all day of one news station, you're feeding fear, not info. Yeah, but I just want to stay up to date. You don't need to be that up to date. We're in a culture that's so control based. You want to have control. It's a false sense of control. You don't really have control. How much control do you really have? Oh, wait. Oh, and I might bring this up on Sunday because it was really, really cool. Some of you know who Gail McCauley is. Gail, I went over to her house and I stayed at a good distance. I was outside because she was giving me some gloves, a couple masks, and such. A couple books and things. A very kind thing for me, because she knows I'm out and about a little bit more. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But she had this white rag thing hanging up outside, and it was her peace flag. She put up a peace flag. And I said, that's not a peace flag, that's a surrender flag. She looked at me funny. I said, white flag, it's a flag of surrender. What a great image of surrender to God, and say, God, I surrender all. Oh, I think somebody wrote about that. um, I surrender all of my fears. I surrender the outcome of this crisis. I surrender my kid who's in another country right now, not mine, but I know a couple of people that do have children in other countries or in other provinces or states away from home that they're fearful for. Father, I surrender. Let's put up a white flag of surrender to fear. Say, or surrender to God. Say, God, I'm sorry for trying to take control. I surrender back. I surrender. I yield. That's a really powerful thing to remember this morning, to give this up, the fear. If you're going to give up something for Lent, how about give up fear? It's Lent time, folks. Let's do a full yield surrender. And I chuckled as I left Gail's place, because I thought, that's awesome. Right on for one moment, I see somebody kind of having a rough time, and kind of afraid and told to stay inside, and we should. What am I doing outside? Somebody's going to ask. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing pastoral care, and I'm keeping my distance now. In fact, every day it's getting heightened to, oh shoot, do this. Oh shoot, how about change my clothes? When I get back home, I'm a nursing home chaplain, and that's a essential service according to the government here in Ontario. But this whole spiritual care aspect, the one home that I'm at, that I'll be helping out a new home starting probably tomorrow or the next day. They have no spiritual care, an entire retirement village and long-term care. Nobody, because the chaplains are either of ill health, not due to the virus, but are at risk or too old to be there. And so too old in a retirement home. That's funny. Anyway, but for the risk, I'll laugh at myself, for the risk factor. So I'll be going in and giving some spiritual care and do some chapel services to boost the spirit, to encourage the soul. And so I'm going to limit where I go. My wife and I have Lori. She's made a list of grocery store things we need, and once we have a good list, then one person will go out to the grocery store, pick it up, and bring it home. The least amount of exposure outside, just for the sake of wisdom, being smart. If the medical professionals are telling us to do this, great. I don't like sitting still at all. So this is going, it hasn't hit me hard yet because I've not stopped. I've got so much to do, and I have an office I can walk to where nobody's here. So I'm not around anyone. So I'm very, very fortunate. But my poor wife, the highlight of the day was going through a car wash, and she videotaped it. Oh, so funny. Hey, by the way, if you have kids that are away from home, here's a fun thing to do. I don't know if you do this already, fine. I just thought it was cool. We created a family Facebook group chat. And so all of our kids are in it, and Lori and I are in it. So five people in this little group chat. So when one person posts, everybody sees it. The problem is when there's a conversation going on, my phone's going ding, 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 ding. I have to turn to vibrate or whatever. It's kind of funny, but it means there's conversation going on. I was frustrated at first, but now I'm realizing, no. This is the connecting time, and that's just a chat. We're gonna have to do a Zoom chat now. Just to have face-to-face, because we can't go see each other all the time. My son lives in Waterloo, and my daughter's home from university, so that's great, good timing. But we're trying to be wise with this, and we're not going to get sucked up with fear. But you're allowed to have the emotions. Realize that we do have permission to not well, we do have permission to experience those emotions. We have permission to kind of wrestle with this stuff. David sure did. He said, "Dear God, what's going on? I'm afraid right now. What do I do?" And he kind of brings it up to God. He brings all of his frustrations to God and says, "Hey, it's okay." And he vents, "I'm scared. I got enemies. Take their heads off." And then he ends by, because it's a therapeutic process. His psalm is a process of therapy. Mental focusing is really what he does. And by the end of the psalm, he says, "I don't have a lot of hope, but wait, my hope, yes, my hope is in you." And that is a great illustration for us to have permission to be afraid for a little bit. We just don't live in the fear. Don't let it control us. The emotions come, and it's okay. So don't shame a partner or a loved one or another Christian that they're sinning by being afraid. That's not true at all. My wife and I have constant conversations about this stuff. And when the anxieties come up, we talk them through and we try to be reasonable about it. So this could increase a lot of healthy, necessary conversation. I think it's good. So anyway, let's get into another one here. I want to give you another verse that I think is very, very powerful. Right after this, here we go. Let me get to this one. Will it let me scroll? Yes, it will. John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I've overcome the world. This is good news. Ha! Do you realize that? He's overcome the world. You need not be afraid. This is fantastic news. I hope that you'll take heart. I hope that you'll hear the words of Christ. This is the time to put into action all you've trained yourself for. I need a coffee. Hang on a sec here. How have you trained yourself to practice peace? Well, I've got two things over each over my shoulder. If you take a look on both sides, you'll see a candle, and you'll see a candle. See, right there. Why are the candles there? I like light. Yes, a lot. In fact, if you'll kind of chuckle because I kind of have like this flashlight thing. I like really bright flashlights. I see one on sale, ooh, and I buy it. It's just crazy. I like the lumens. Give me the big bright lumens. Duracell's my favorite right now with 1500 lumens, the best one you can get on the market with a tremendous zoom. See, I don't get excited about flashlights at all. I love light, and I've had a fascination for candles. And now that I've moved into my new location and I have a new office that's much bigger, you can see the candles across the top up there, candelabra, which I got for free. This set here, I got at a garage sale for $5. Came with the candles. Like, I love candles. But when the candles are on, I learned this from my wife. Yes, I'm sort of teachable. The candles calm everyone at the table. If you have children, in fact, if you need a good idea, put some candles on the table over dinner time while you're eating. Now, this originated like this. Each one of my kids, everyone at the table got a candle, and when they got out of control, they blew out their candle, and then they couldn't talk anymore. But we stopped that pretty quick. I just thought it was funny. But then it still causes a calming effect. And to this day, my kids are 18, 21, and 22 or 23. And we still put the candles on the table every single supper time. And there is a calming effect. There's something about that waver of the candle. Usually we have like 6 or 7 candles on the table, like tea light ones or whatever. I like these big honking ones, or I'm looking forward to using those ones, the really, really big ones at the top. I love it. I just think it's a really neat thing to do. So I put the candles on this morning as a sense of peace, like Gail had on her outside of her balcony, a white flag of what she thought was peace. Well, it is, and it's surrender. So I got candles of peace and light to be encouragement to all that see this. Um, and that's what I want to bring to everyone. Let's get into another one, because this is, I want to get into another really great verse just to give you something extra here. Here we go. Yes. Okay, I love this. I don't know how it's going to come up on the screen, but we'll see. 2 Corinthians. This is a guy wanting out of his situation. Are any of you going, oh my goodness, why am I going through this? Lord, spare me. Whatever your circumstance may be. Paul writes this: many times I pleaded with the Lord to take the pain away from me. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weakness. For when I am weak, then I am strong. 2 Corinthians 12, 8-10. Wow. Paul wanted out. He didn't want to walk through this. I've lost my job. I'm sick. I have this disease. I'm in pain. My family's hurting. Oh no. And all the fears that come in. God's grace is sufficient for you. You need to see it. You need to wake up to what you already have deep within you. You've got everything you need for living a godly life. You lack nothing. You don't even need to ask for more peace. Can you believe that? I know people ask for God's peace all the time. Lord, give me more of your peace, or give me more of your love, or give me more patience. That's a good one, especially right now. A lot of parents are going, you don't need more patience. You don't need more. You already have it. Change the wording of your prayer, and it will change the flow of your thinking. The direction of thinking, if you're saying I need more, the direction is saying I lack something. You don't lack. And if you keep saying and speaking and thinking from a place of lack, that is going to be, you are going to experience lack. It's going to feel like it. Is it going to be true? No. But that's what you're focusing on. That's what you're producing in your mind, and you are producing your own emotions. Instead, wow, I have the full-on peace of God fully living in me. I have the indwelling Christ right here. I am one with Christ. And if I'm one with Christ, and if Christ lives in me, I have got a powerhouse of stock. I don't have to hoard anything. I've got all the peace I need already within me. I've got all the love of God to give someone else I don't have patience for. I have all the patience of Christ in me. I'm now speaking from a place of completeness and overflowing. And when you speak and think from a place of overflowing, you're going to start to act like one who is overflowing in the love and power of Christ. This is the light of the world. This is the power of peace. This is the flag of surrender. I surrender to the power in me. I don't want no ego taking over. My ego is going to run over to this lack part because I'm scared of food. And you can whine all you want. I've seen less whining lately. I'll tell you that. I have a lot less. Hey, good morning, Rainey. Yes, good morning, buddy. And Shawana, yay, good morning. I'll get to the other chat list. I'd love to say hi to you guys in the chat in just a few minutes, interact with you if you got time to, if you're still on. I can't see how many are watching anymore. But let's focus this week on thinking from the place of abundance, from overflowing. My cup runneth over, not I got a couple of drips in my cup. No, you got an overflowing cup, a river of life coming out of you, coming out of you. The source is in you. I think that's a great way to end this morning. Oh my goodness, it's almost time to go here. Crazy. All right, let me, I'm gonna read this. John 1:14 from The Voice. The Voice took on flesh and became human and chose to live alongside us. We have seen him enveloped in undeniable splendor, the one true Son of the Father, evidenced in the perfect balance of grace and truth. That's beautiful. I love that. Thanks, Rainey. All right, let me go to my chat thingy here and see. All right, let's see who all came in today. John Crotty again, thank you. And Faye Boatfield, hello. Corey from Moncton, New Brunswick. Hey, Corey, I'm glad you keep saying you're from Moncton because different people, tell me where you're from. If you're joining to a large kind of gathering like this, where we've got people from across Canada, United States chiming in throughout the day, saying where you're from may create and will create new connections for people that might be a little bit closer to you. I think that's really great. So you're in Kelowna, Howard. Okay. Are you doing any better, Howard? You were in hospital for some heart stuff. I'd be interested in hearing how you're doing there, buddy. Lisa, hello again. It's going down. All right, good. That's all I see. I'm going to wrap this up this morning. I hope you're encouraged today. We're going to come back on later. Don't forget to chime in on Sunday. We're going to do this on Sunday morning live. And now that I got the PowerPoint working, I hope that was cool. I'm going to move the text over a bit, or the strength of picture, so that when the video comes up, it's not hovering over the text. Again, small little bits of learning curve, but I'm really glad it worked. And I can zoom somebody into this meeting. We can have two of us having a chat here, and I'd love to do that. Yeah, so let's consider that. And then we may have a Zoom group meeting where it's not streamed publicly, but together in this Grounds and Grace, let's have a group chat. I think this might be a really good idea. If you're interested in that, please let me know, and we'll set up a time and do this together as a group. I think this could be a lot of fun, and hear from each other, not just see the text, see a face, hear a voice, encourage one another. We've got the tools. Let's use them. All right, I think that's it. I am going to end this live stream. And how do I do this? Uh-oh, I don't even know how to do this. Yes, I do. I'm gonna go like this. Have a good one, folks. We'll catch you soon.